Hi, this is Becca Taylor from Master Procrastinator. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hold on just a minute while Facebook catches up with me and I make sure everything's streaming in the right place. I hope everyone's having a good evening tonight. We are going to go through my haul from the 2019 Autumn and Winter collection from Chalk Couture. I know I have a few of my VIPs who are going to be logging on tonight to watch along. So if you are new to Chalk Couture and you would like to know a little bit about it, we'll go into that real quick. So Chalk Couture is a craft product line that makes home decor, DIY, even clothing items really easy. And we use a few tools to do this. So we have our design transfers, which are silk screen transfers. Think of them kind of like stencils. They're different than stencils, but similar. They work in the same way that you adhere it to your surface, and you apply the paste or the ink, and that's what creates the design. We have two mediums. We have the Chalkology paste, which is like the chalk you'd be used to when you were writing on a chalkboard, but it's in paste form, so it comes in a jar and it's really easy to spread over the design transfer. That is, because it's chalk, removable from most surfaces as long as the surface is not too porous. And the Couture ink, on the other hand, is something that you can use on surfaces that you're able to heat, because when you heat set the ink, it becomes permanent. So for instance, if you put it on a t-shirt and put it in the washer and dryer, it's going to stay there. It's permanent. Same goes if you use the ink on something like a ceramic mug that you can heat set in the oven. You can put that through the dishwasher and the ink will stay. So those are the basic tools that we use. Chalk Couture sells a variety of surfaces made out of wood, metal, chalkboard, wood, board. I said wood already, sorry. And also some canvas items like banners and pennants. But you can use it on just about any surface that you find. I've used it on reclaimed wood. I've used it on plates, on mugs, on shirts, aprons, pillows, blankets, napkins, cake plates. There's just so much you can do with it. We also have, if you're interested, a monthly subscription. It's a crafting subscription. And with that subscription, you get an exclusive B-sized transfer, as well as 3 chalk paste packets. So you get the design, you get the colors to make it. And when you sign up for the subscription, you also have access to a really great discount on a package of a couple of surfaces, some tools like our Squeegee and our multi-tool, which helps stir and clean up the chalk paste jars. And I think you get board erasers, so it's a really good deal. And it's a great way to kind of just stick your toe in the water and get started. And then for any specials and deals that I may be able to run privately, you can join my VIP Facebook group. And if you are interested in that, I will provide the link in the comments. I'm going to check and see who's here. Hey, Tara's here. Welcome, Tara. Thank you for joining. And it looks like I've got a Brandy too. Hi, Brandy. All right, so we've been through the basics of Chalk Couture. Let me see if I can figure out my camera here. There we go. So again, thanks for joining. So I have a lot of stuff that we can go through tonight. And I wanted to give you the option. You kind of choose your own adventure. Where we're going to start. So out of 2 giant boxes, I have unpacked the boxes themselves because I couldn't fit them in my little corner here in the craft room. But I actually have not looked at any of the transfers yet. I have not opened the new surfaces because I was wanting to kind of treat it like Christmas, and we'll open these new little presents together. So for those of you who are online with me, do you want to start with the design transfers, or do you want to start with the new surfaces? I'll let you choose. So tell me in the comments which you'd like to see first. Let's see. In the meantime, in the comments, I'm going to go ahead and put a link to my VIP group in case anybody would like to request to join. Because like I said, that's where I can run specials and deals, and you know, we'll do some exclusive tutorials and prize drawings and things like that. So I want to make sure anybody who's interested has access to that. All right, looks like we're gonna do transfers first. Okay, so let me see if I can figure out how to switch my camera. There we go. Get that a little better. All right. Like I said, I have not even looked at these, so we'll do a reveal. We're going to see them for the first time together. So, and like I said, I have a lot of them. I don't know if you can see. I don't know, there might be 15 or 20 of them. I didn't count, which is probably a bad thing. We won't tell my husband. All right. Okay, so the first one is the one that one of the Christmas ones that I'm looking forward to the most. It's Joyful. It's one of our A-size transfers. These are about 5 by 7. So that gives you an idea of the size of the design. So that is, I think, a beautiful, simple Christmas one. Can't wait to work on that one. Okay, here's one of our new autumn designs, Give Thanks. And again, that is another one of the A-size transfers. Keep going through A. Oh, this is another. This is the problem when I unpack Chalk Couture boxes. Every single one of them, I ooh and ah and squee over. I can't help it. Here is the Merry and Bright with a couple of ornaments and stars there for the Christmas design. I think Brandy's gonna like this one. This is one of our new ones that I think is super adorable for adults and kids. Little dinosaur with a rawr. Oh, and I got 2 of those, so we'll set that aside. So that wraps up the small transfers, at least how they were packed in the box. Yes, Tara, I love that Joyful too. And that Merry and Bright, yes, would be perfect on towels. And I think it's just screaming for some glitter application with it too. So, yeah, we'll play. We'll play and we'll have fun with that. And I know Brandy is saying, I need to have that. I need to have that dinosaur. This is for, especially for those of us who live in the South. This is a great design. It's so adorable. I'm trying to get my light to not glare off of it. We go together like biscuits and gravy. These are our size B transfers, so they're about 8.5 by 11. This aqua, the full size is 8.5 by 11, so you can see how that would size up. All right. This is one of the ones that I think a lot of people are going to be most excited about. This is one of those B-size transfers, but you can see here it's a grid, so it's really easy to cut up and use as smaller designs. I've used these in Christmas designs for ornaments. They make great little like monogram sizes for napkins and things like that, which is what I'm going to do. I think my first project with this one is I'm going to make some napkins for my table. Do those. And this is one that I really am excited about too. Maybe it's a little sappy, but I love the sentiment on this, and I think it'd be great for a family room, dining room, wherever you want to put it. Grateful for big things, little things, and everything in between. And again, B-size transfer, so that's about the size of a regular sheet of paper. This is, I think, maybe my favorite new sentiment. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. I think that's a great reminder that we all need in the world right now, right? Oh, another cute little Christmas one. So this is, I'm not sure what it's called. Let's see. Snow Place Like Home. Well, makes sense since it actually says there's no place like home. And this is one of those designs where you can see, maybe I can get it up a little close, in the silk screen transfer there, where you see those blue little dots. That's going to make it kind of, that provides the sort of rustic distress finish to it. So if you are fond of the farmhouse or shabby or rustic type of decor, these already rustic designs are perfect for your place. I have Brandy in the group. She's going to be a teacher very soon, and she wants that to be kind for her classroom, and that would be perfect for the classroom. All right, next is not seasonal. You can use this anytime. Home is my happy place. I love this one. I love the swirls. All right. Oh, and this is a really cute one too. I saw this in the catalog and I thought immediately that my little niece is going to be getting some new room decor. So if my sister is watching, you'll probably be getting some mail sometime. You know me, I always make the things and then I forget to mail them. So maybe a Christmas present if I make it this month, if we're lucky. But I love you to the moon and back, with some stars and a rocket ship and just some little swirls and embellishments. Another one of my, see, I'm going to say with every single one of them that I pull out practically that this is my favorite. So here's one that says, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Brandy, maybe this is another one we need for your classroom to keep the kids focused on their goals. Another one of my favorites. I can't help it. Wake up and be awesome. This was one of the very first ones I saw in the catalog and decided I had to have. I think I will probably put this by my desk. Oh, another really good one for family room, dining room, all things around the house. Great gifts for families, for weddings maybe, or baby showers, things like that. Family is not an important thing, it's everything. And again, those were our B-size transfers, so those are 8.5 by 11, about the size of a piece of paper. All right, so we're going to move on now to our C-size transfers. These are the full size that you see here is about 12 by 18. I'm going to hope that everything will fit into my screen. I may have to flip the camera so that I can hold these up against the wall. So these large ones, oh, this is going to be a good one. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Hi, Katie. Thank you for joining. This in the catalog is shown on a couple of surfaces. One is our banner. It's a canvas surface, so it's a one-time application with ink. It's also shown in the catalog on our new diagonal wood palette, which I think would be really gorgeous. So might have to end up trying that too. All right, next one is, oh, borders. So this is something that I have never actually tried yet with the Chalk Couture designs, but these are really designed to be a complement to any other thing in, any other design in the catalog. Because what you can do is you can build borders around the designs that you put down. You can see they have long stretches here for the sides. They have little divider bars and embellishments. And then they have a couple of different corners. Also in the catalog, there's a really gorgeous example of this. I think they use the dots and this little corner swirl on our new, what is it called? The reclaimed drawer front. So that's another one of our new wood surfaces that I'll show you. I haven't opened it from its packaging yet, but I can tell you, having unpacked the big shipping box, that it's heavy. So you will definitely want to think about how you mount that on the wall or wherever you're going to hang it. Hi Katie, hi Donna, hi Emily. Another one of the Christmas designs. Sorry, these stickers are new on the packaging and they get in the way a little bit of the the display. But I'll be home for Christmas and jingle all the way with a jingle bell and some holly leaves. So cute, so simple, so cute. Yes, Katie. As you're thinking about moving, we need to think about how we furnish. And it's so easy. I know we haven't done this together yet, but I think you will find that it is so easy and so fun and quick. You know, when I first started, and even now, I'm finishing projects from start to finish, like getting the supplies out and even cleaned up and put away, you know, 10 to 15 minutes sometimes. So it's really simple. And I love being able to start and finish a project, because if you were here at the beginning of the live stream, I was talking about how I have a bad habit of finishing projects but never mailing them to the people that they're supposed to go to. So if anyone else is like that, I feel your pain. So this is a really cute one with the Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next size up of our transfers. So these are our D size transfers. So the piece of canvas itself is 18 by 18. Sometimes it's a full 18 by 18 design. Sometimes it's you can cut it up. This is one of the ones I'm so excited about. Okay, so these are pumpkins, and you may be thinking, what's the big deal about pumpkins? They're just pumpkins. But what's cool about these is we now have a new surface of little cutouts that are the same shape and size, so you can use these to create a pattern on those wood cutouts, which I think is just, it's gonna be so much fun, and it's gonna be so cute. So I'll set that aside so that when I pull out the shapes, I can bring that design back. Okay, and here is the same thing now with our Christmas trees. So there's a set of 3 Christmas tree cutouts that are these sizes, and you can create, you know, using chalk, any color and any combination that you want on those Christmas trees. So that is a really fun new way of, I think, creating designs that they've given us this catalog. Feel free, if you have any questions or comments or requests, to type those into the chat box. I'm always happy to change tacks if we need to. Here's another one of our seasonal designs. Welcome Fall with a wreath. Welcome Fall, always give thanks, in case you can't see what this smaller text is here in the banner. So it's got leaves and pine cones and berries. In the catalog, there are a couple of examples of this particular transfer. I love autumn. Autumn is my favorite season of the year. And so whenever I see autumn things, I'm always snatching them up and hoping that I can you know, make those and enjoy as much autumn as possible. In the catalog, there is one version of this that has multiple colors in it. It is so beautiful. I think that might be a little ambitious for me, but there's also one in the catalog that is just one color on a simple round board, and it is also very beautiful. So I think there's no way to go wrong with that one. Okay, here is any of my friends who have seen my house, especially around Christmas time, will know that I'm slightly obsessed with buffalo plaid. So a couple of catalogs ago, we came out with a buffalo plaid pattern, which is probably about, the squares are probably about 2 or 3 times bigger than each of these. So now we have the mini buffalo plaid to go with it. And I think this is going to be great. So these large transfers like this, these are really meant to be backgrounds. And so you can do so much with these. They're great on pillowcases. I've done them on pieces of wood. So there's no end to where you can use some of those background patterns. Tarsa's like, just a little plaid. It's like everywhere. It's like I barfed plaid all over my house. But it's happy, so it's okay. Here is another one. So this is one of those examples where it's broken down into a few smaller patterns. So these are all Christmassy winter sort of designs, in case it's hard to see on the screen. We've got pine tree bows, script with holly leaves and berries that has peace, love, Noel, joy on it. snowflakes and candy striping type of background. Okay, all right, I think this is our last transfer. So from here we'll be able to switch up to the new surfaces. All right, this is, oh, I think this one is so cute. Chill and relax. Again, perfect for home decor projects. And for those of you who are new on the stream, I'll try to raise this up and show you. Where you see the little blue dots in the letters, those are actual kind of gaps in the design. So when you put the paste or the ink down, it automatically distresses it. So if you have like farmhouse, shabby, rustic type of design aesthetic, that is perfect for you. Perfect for what you'll want. All right, I'm just gonna stack all these up and get them out of my way. While I'm switching gears and setting these off somewhere where I won't kill them, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. A lot of stuff going on here. Okay, I mentioned a few times a catalog. So another thing that I'm really excited about is we now have printed catalogs. So now you are able to have full color catalogs that you can flip through and get and use for ideas. You know, so, you know, I mentioned that you know, there were some examples in the catalog of different types of projects. So you'll be able to see anything and everything that you could do with these. So you can get a catalog when you order from my online store. If you want a catalog, you can also DM me, and I will send you one myself instead of having it come automatically with an order. Let's see. Brandy has a list going. I know this stuff is good if Brandy's got a list. Excellent. All right, so switching to surfaces. All right, let's start with the shapes that I was talking about. So like I said, I have not even unpackaged these so that we could go through this together. All right, so these are the pumpkins, clearly the pumpkins. Let's see. So they're about I'd say that's about an inch or so thick. They're wood with a little bit of grain on them. And there are the two shapes. Now you can make these, you can use both sides of these if you want to, because each side is the same. It's clear, it's smooth, ready to use as an application. The only thing that I think will kind of cause a hiccup in using both sides of the pumpkins is if we go back to the designs. Here we go. You can see that the stems, you know, it only goes one way. So if you tried to flip that over, the stem's going to be going the wrong way. But see, the cool thing about the backgrounds is you don't have to use just the pumpkins if you don't want to. You could use that buffalo plaid that I showed earlier, or some of those smaller Christmas backgrounds, you know, that had the pine bows or the candy striping. So super versatile. And because these are, I mean, they're substantial, so they sit on their own, so you can just prop them up on your mantle or on a tablescape in the hallway. You know, you can have a few of them there. So these will probably be one of the very first things that I put my own designs on. So now that we've seen the pumpkins, well, look at the trees. Yes. All right. And these are, they're the same material and kind of the same setup. So they are about an inch thick, but there are 3 of them, all in different sizes. There we go. All right. So you've got the different sizes that you can mix and match. And in case you didn't see it earlier, we'll pull back in the transfers that go with these. It's kind of upside down. Sorry. All right. So there are a couple of options each for each of the kind of layered trees, and then one for the triangle. And again, I mean, there's so much you could do. You could use some of the smaller designs or you know, like sentiment lettering type of designs that we have. You could use other backgrounds, so I think those are going to be pretty versatile. Okay, let's see. So up next is the natural burlap board, and let's see. My poor little desk is getting overwhelmed here. Okay. So this is how they're shipped to you. So that's one thing I really like about how they set up their shipping and their packaging. I've never had a problem with getting things that are dinged up. Ooh, so this is our new burlap. This is beautiful. I love this surface. So this is it's a burlap stretched over wood, and it has the metal nails that I'd say are kind of like maybe a nickel color. They're not gold, they're not brass, but they're not silver either. Let's see if I can get it closer to the camera. And you can see there's a definite texture to the burlap. It's kind of ridged. So one thing to consider if you're using these fabric and porous surfaces, you might need a little more paste than you would if you were using just a chalkboard, just because it soaks more of the material up. And this is, so it's, let's see, I'm not good at measuring, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick, but it's pretty light because it's just the board and the fabric stretched over it. This is the, it's a 12 by 18 size, I believe. Yes, and we have an 18 by 24 version of this. It's exactly the exact same fabric, the exact same kind of nail designs on it, but I'm not going to try to pull it out on my table, or else I think I will have an avalanche of things. Let's see, I see Christy joined. Christy! Oh, one of my favorite humans on the planet. I'm so glad to see you here. All right, so the next one I'm gonna open. Holy smokes, they packed this one well. There's tape everywhere. All right, so this is our new diagonal palette. Let's see. Yeah, so the burlap frame that I just showed, because those are fabric, it's a one-time use. All right, here is the diagonal palette. All right, can we see this? Excellent. So that's 12 by 18. I'm pretty sure, I think this might be one size. Let me double check in the catalog since I have it right here. Yes, there's just the one size of this diagonal palette, 12 by 18. All right, so this fits very nicely our C size transfers. And because this is wood, these are a one-time use when you're using paste or ink, because I would expect that the pigments from the chalk will soak into this because it's wood, but it's a gorgeous surface. Okay, now comes up, I think, another one of the things that I'm excited about. I've lost my name. Here we go. So we have a new set of surfaces called the Odettes, and there are 3 different sizes. This is the long and skinny one. So I think it's 6 by 18. I'll check it in just a second. So yes, 6 by 18. Now the cool thing about these, so they are, they're wood. They are really light, but you can see they come with hanging hardware already, and they kind of have an enamel look. Instead of being the black surface of a traditional chalkboard, it's white, but it's shiny. But these use what we call our boutique surfaces. So this one is multi-use. So Tara, this one you could put paste on and remove the design with wet and reapply it. Hi, Melinda. Lovely to see you. I'll be seeing you on your live later. So all of the Odette surfaces come with this new kind of shape bracket, or this corners, which I think is so cool because as much as I love all of the other Chalk Couture surfaces, rectangles just get a little boring. So now we have something a little more exciting than rectangles. So that was the 6x18. So those of you who are joining, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, or if you want to just hang out, that is totally cool too. All right, so this is another one of the Odettes. This is the 9x12. Sorry, I don't know how loud that is when I unpackage it from the cardboard. I hope I'm not deafening anybody. So this is the 9x12 shape. I just think they're so adorable. And, you know, the nice thing about these wood frames too is I think you could probably paint these a different color if you wanted to. They're thick enough that if you wanted to, you know, like if you were doing a Christmas design and you wanted to put some faux pine boughs or a mistletoe leaf or something like that, you can totally adhere that and it will stick. So it's the black frame, the white background that is reusable, and it comes with hanging hardware so that you can do a portrait or a landscape type of design. So that's the 9x12. Yes, the snowman will fit on that, Tara, and I think actually it would be perfect if you put it this way. In a minute, if you want, I can go find the design from the stack where I put it to the side and we can test it out. Now this is the heavy one. This is the reclaimed drawer front. The whole thing is larger than 6x18, which you'll see in a minute when I open it, but it's the 6x18 is the design area of the drawer. Let's see. Brandy says she likes the not rectangles. Thank you. I'm a pretty normal run-of-the-mill person. You know, I don't do a whole lot that's exciting or weird or anything like that, but sometimes I need a little excitement. I'm gonna have a hard time fitting the full drawer into the frame, I think. Oh, just about. So it literally looks like a drawer. It is so pretty. It's white. It's got a little bit of grain in it, in the wood. But again, because this is wood, think of this as a one-time use only surface. But wow, some of the things you're gonna be able to make with it I think are gonna be great. It does not come with hanging hardware, so just remember that if you're preparing to make a gift or anything like that, you'll wanna make sure you've got your own hooks and things like that. Yes, Melinda, we do have kits. We have actually a couple of different kinds of kits. So we have a monthly subscription called Club Couture. Sorry, I'm trying to set something down so it doesn't break. And it's a monthly subscription. And when you sign up for that, you have access to like a package deal where you get 2 surfaces. One of them is our Aiden frame, which is a metal chalkboard with a really pretty white wood frame, and then I think it's a box frame or either a board and base that comes with it. But then you also get our squeegee tool, our board eraser, and it's all for, you know, as I said, a great price. We also have what we call, I think they're called chalk box kits. Let me see if I can flip through the catalog and find one. I may have to send one online. But anyway, what they are is they are special kits that they release seasonally. So it's a surface. It's a couple of colors of chalk paste in a little packet, and then the design that goes with it. And as I said, those are seasonal. So if you go to my shop, on the left-hand side, it will say Chalk Box Kit, I think is what they're called. Okay, let's see. All right, now there are a couple of larger ones I may have to flip the camera around for, but we'll see how it goes. Well, I think one of the larger ones was the Burlap board that I decided not to show. But there's another new surface to go with those D-size transfers that are 18 by 18 inches. So it's a square board. All right, let me see if I can get this out of the box. Oh, this is so pretty in person. I knew when I saw it in the catalog it would be pretty. I'm not going to be able to fit it in the screen, but you'll see. Let me take the cover or protector off. There we go. So it's got a really pretty beveled frame. It's white with a black board. And this is also our boutique board, which means that it is reusable. So you'll be able to put paste designs on here and with water wash them away and reapply whenever you want it. So this one is square. You can't really see it in the frame, sorry. But take my word for it. It's a square frame. Let's see, a couple of other new things that we have coming out in this catalog. We now have chalk markers. I have not tried these yet, but from the other designers I've talked to, they really like these. We have had for quite some time what they call chalk chips, but they're the black, like traditional type of chalkboard. Give me just a second. I need to move some stuff here. Okay, sorry about that. Melinda knows. Melinda, who is online with us, she does her own lives for Agnes and Dora. Melinda, did you see? Well, I guess you can't see it. Let me see. Here we go. I'm wearing Agnes and Dora. She's a fabulous girl. If you're looking for some great clothes, head on over to clothing. Agnes and Dora Clothing with MJ Dotson, I think is how her Facebook page is listed. So anyway, on to the chalkable chips. I am wearing clear aligners. They're like the clear braces. So I always feel like I'm lisping and saying things funny. So I apologize if it's hard to understand me. These are some ornaments that I made with the black chalkable chips that we've had for a long time. So these are, they're really light. They're kind of made out of particle board with a special surface, so you can punch through them. So if you're like a paper crafter or a scrapbooker and you have a crocodile, you can punch a hole through these chips so that you can hang them. I used a little boring hole, a jewelry making boring hole, but you know, you can use either one of those. But now we have these in white. So, you know, and they come in a set of 12, yes, and they are the boutique surface. So you can wipe these off and put on a new design whenever you're ready. All right, let's see. I think that's all the surfaces. We got the markers, we got the chalkable chips. We also have, for those of you who have been chalking with me for a while, and maybe have multiple colors and jars of paste, there's now a little carrier which holds 18 of the jars. So that will be handy traveling back and forth for group projects and things like that. And let me see. Oh, there are a lot of new chalk colors. I wonder if I can do, let's see. Nope, it's not gonna do it for me, sorry. Lots of new chalk colors. So in this catalog, there are 61 paste colors. There are also some new ink colors. I did not get all of them because I have more chalk right now than I know what to do with. So I'm trying to use up some of my old colors, but there were a couple that I had to try. One of them is a new shade called Greige. Self-explanatory probably. It's this great gray neutral color. So that's new in this catalog. And I think the one that I was looking forward to the most is Red Shimmer Paste. So in the last catalog, or I'm sure the previous catalog to this one, we had released new Brandy, it's not a 31 bag. That's hilarious. It's true. It's not. Tara on the chat with us is our resident 31 demonstrator. So anyway, the shimmer paste. Love them. They're just like the regular chalk paste, but they've got just a little bit of shimmer in them. Let me see if I can hold that up to the camera so you can see. It's not like jump in your face glitter kind of shimmer. It's just a very subtle shimmer, and it's so pretty. And this is going to be great for seasonal projects coming up. And in fact, if you guys would like to see a quick project, I figured I might do that joyful design in this red paste. I'm happy to do a quick walkthrough of a project if you'd like to see one. And then there are several new ink colors as well. This is the one that I decided I needed. It's called Mauveless. So it's a really pale mauve color, which is, again, it's going to be really pretty with the colorway that we have with the ink colors. Tara's offering to help use paste. Well, you know, and Katie's moving into a new place, so we've got some new decor to make. So I think we'll get some used up over here in the next few months. All right, so Tara wanted to see, let's see, I think she wanted to see the Odette board with the snowman design. Let me grab it. Let's see. So Donna asked on the drawer front if you can change the design on that. No, that is one because it's an unfinished wood surface. It's going to be a one-time use. Let's see. All right, I'm looking for the snowman. Let's see. All right, and I have apparently, here we go. All right, so Tara, this is about how it would center up on this Odette board, which is adorable. Oh my gosh. All right. What's the ink for? Tara asks. Not sure if you're asking generally. Ink is for surfaces that you can heat set. When you heat set them, the ink becomes permanent. So you can put it on fabric, on ceramics or metals or glass kind of items that you can put in the oven, and that way it doesn't wash off after you've applied it. The paste, unless it's on a porous surface, is removable, but if it is on those porous surfaces like unfinished wood or fabric like canvas or burlap or those kinds of things, it will be one-time use because that pigment will soak into those porous surfaces. All right, let's see what other questions we have. All right. Okay, let's see. Oh, I was going to do just a really quick project so that for those of you who are new, you can see how easy this is. So, but I am going to use an old surface, one that's not new in this catalog, because as soon as I saw the joyful design, I thought to myself, I have to put this on the board and pillar. So this is one of the design the surfaces that we sell, that Chalk Couture sells. It comes in two pieces. You have your base here. It's made out of wood, kind of a white distressed color. You'll see that it comes with a peg. So on the stand at the top, there's a hole in the stand, and then there's a hole in the back of the board that corresponds with that, so that when you put it in the slot, it doesn't fall out. And there are two holes, so you can make it, you can make it a design that's landscape or a design that is portrait. These are made with our boutique surface, which means that it is reusable. This has the kind of chalkboard type finish, so you can wet it down. I just use a fine mister in a board eraser or a rag or a paper towel, and then you can wash it off. So I'm going to do the joyful design on this one using the fabulous new red paste, Shimmer Paste. And this one, it's really important because this is also something else that I have a bad habit of doing. Ask my sister who got a Christmas present that was upside down. If the board can only go one way, I always pick the wrong way. So double check that if you're doing it, that you've got the hole on the correct end of your project. Remember, the hole will be at the bottom of your design as it fits into that base. Okay, let me grab a stir and a squeegee. We'll be ready to go. Fuzzing cloth. I had it. Here it is. When you use a new design transfer on any surface, really, but especially on chalkboard surfaces or ceramic or glass where they're very smooth, you will want to do what we call fuzzing of the transfers. So these transfers are self-adhesive. You want them to stick to your surface, right? So that the design doesn't shift around while you're trying to put the color on. But sometimes the adhesive is a little aggressive for the really smooth surfaces. So if you don't put some lint on the back of your design, it will be really hard to pull up off of your surface. So we have what we call a fuzzing cloth. It has two sides. It has this side that looks like a terry cloth kind of towel, and it has this side that's microfiber, so it's great for cleaning up and drying and things like that. If you don't want to buy a fuzzing cloth, that's totally okay. Just use a kitchen towel or a bath towel. I have used my pants. I live in a house with animals, so there are always lint and fur and things like that on my pants, so that always helps pick up some lint. But this is the cloth is an easy way to do it. So here's the design I'm going to use. I'm just going to peel it up like a sticker, and you'll see it comes off. I wonder if I can show you, maybe in the camera you can see it maybe, that there is, this is mesh in the designs. And so what that does is that allows us to have these intricate parts of the design. So you'll see here in the J, there's this little diamond notch. So because that's all in mesh, that's never going to get lost. It's always going to be, right where it needs to be in the design. But because it's mesh, that gives us a good, a good way to have intricate designs. But that also means that you need to make sure that when you apply, especially when you're working with chalk, that you pull the design off before the chalk dries, or else that mesh will lift up the chalk that you just put down on your surface. How's everyone doing on the chat? I see we still have a few people. I want to make sure that if you have questions, it's okay. Can you hear me okay? I'm just using my phone's microphone, and I don't know if that picks up enough of my voice or not. If not, I may need to look into getting a dedicated mic. Okay, I think we have enough lint there. I think we fuzzed it enough. All right, checking to make sure it's the right direction. I'm gonna center it. Or roughly center as I get things, because sometimes I don't have a good eye to judge that. And especially with these intricate designs, you want to make sure that you've got it, that you run your finger over it, make sure everything is smooth down onto the surface. If you want, these are our mini squeegees. This is our small squeegee. Sometimes it's helpful just to take that and run it across. That helps get out bubbles, make sure that everything is laid down flat. Okay, so here is the paste. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this shimmer paste. All right, I'm just gonna give it a good stir. When you're working with paste, always stir it up before you use it because it will settle. Occasionally you will find that some of the pigment starts to separate, kind of like oil and water, but not as bad as that. Just stir it up, it all reconstitutes. And you want it kind of this smooth, yogurty, cake battery kind of texture. The shimmer pastes, I think, are naturally a little thicker because of whatever ingredient they put in there for the shimmer, but a little goes a long way on these chalkboard surfaces, on these reusable surfaces. All right, so I'm just going to lay down a little bit of chalk, and I'm just literally dragging the squeegee over the design. The first time I drag it over, I'm not real concerned with how thick it is. Really my big concern this first trip around the design is making sure that everything is covered, that all of those parts of the mesh have chalk in them. And then I'm going to pull it across and remove. You'll have extra that your squeegee pulls up like this. You can just scrape it back into your jar, so it helps you make your paste last a little longer. And you want it to be thin. You don't want a lot of clumps because that sort of disrupts the design a little bit, and it makes it, especially if you're working with layered projects, it makes it a little harder to work with. You always pull from the side, not from the corner, to get that up off of the surface. If you pull it from the side, you might stretch or distort the design. So if you pull it from the end, it doesn't distort. And oh my God, it's so pretty. The shimmer is so pretty. What do you do if your chalk dries out? Okay, that's a really good question. Let's see. I just use one of these little craft bottles. In the new catalog, we do now have our own fine mist bottle. Let me see if I can, nope, that's ink. I'll just use the chalk or the shimmer paste as an example. If it was dry, you'll know. It gets kind of, it's either too thick to stir, which you don't want, or else it won't apply to your design the right way. Or it could even, you know, look like, it's gonna look like dried chalk. It's gonna have like flakes and stuff in it. Just take a spray bottle. I recommend you use distilled water because everybody's water from the tap is different. You don't know what's in there. So I suggest distilled water. And also I'm going to move this. This is chalk. Don't put wet things around designs you don't want to ruin. So I'm just going to spray a couple times into the paste and stir it. And if that is enough to make it a texture that is workable, then I don't need to do any more. But if it's still too dry, go a few sprays at a time and just keep trying to stir it and get everything reconstituted. And then, you know, I just scrape everything into the jar. Keep the insides of your jars, like this ledge here, as clean as possible. So as much as you can keep the chalk together and not separated, you know, like you don't want a big, you know, you don't want it all on one side. You know, make sure that it's nice and smooth and kind of clumped together, and that keeps it from drying out quite as fast. And honestly, I think I've maybe had 1-2 jars that have been super dry that I was actually worried would never reconstitute, and they did. So I think it's super hard to find it so bad that it's not going to work. We have these little stir sticks that Chalk Couture sells. You can use, before Chalk Couture came out with these little sticks, I used cosmetic samplers, which are very similar to this. You could use popsicle sticks. You can even use like old silverware or something. It doesn't matter what you stir it with. I wash these little stirrers and reuse them. They're meant to be disposable, I think, but why throw something away if you don't have to, right? So I usually wash these and reuse them. You do want to, you know, make sure you keep especially your chalk paste closed. So as soon as you finish, go ahead and close them up. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, I'm just going to show you again because oh my God, I love it. I'm going to see, I don't know if you can actually see the shimmer as I rotate this, but it's subtle and it's just really pretty. So let's put this together so you can see what this looks like. I'm going to line up the holes in the back. It actually has a pretty tight fit even without the peg. but I recommend you use it anyway, just in case, like especially if, you know, maybe you bump whatever, you know, dresser or whatever this might be on and it falls to the ground. At least that'll keep it all in one piece. So here's what it looks like all put together. Maybe we can fit it better this way. Really love this base. And now, you know, when it comes time for spring, I can erase that and start over. And I see, I don't know if you can see down here, I must have had some chalk on my fingers, so I smudged it. I'm going to clean myself up and then I'll show you how you can fix that. So again, chalk, removable, so if you make a mistake, almost all the time you can fix it without, you know, a whole lot of mess or to do about it. So this little smudge right here on the side that was not part of the design, I just have a Clorox wipe. Usually I would just use a wet paper towel, but since I'm not by a sink right now, so I'm just going to use this in the meantime. So that's fixed. All good, no problems. Okay, so Brandy asked if the Joyful can be waterproofed so that it's kitchen safe. There are actually two parts to this question. Can it be waterproofed? Yes. Just about any surface that you use, whether it's these chalkboards, whether it's wood, you can put wax over it, like finishing wax, and that will seal it in. You could use, in some cases I've used like a polyurethane type of spray, and that has waterproofed it. So like I actually have one chalk design that I put on the word escaped me, flower pot. It's a flower pot. I don't know why that was hard. And I used the polyurethane spray on it, and I've had it on my back patio for months, like since last Christmas practically, and the design is still there. So that is the waterproofing question. The second part of the question is kitchen safe. The guidance that we have from the company is the ink and the paste is not food safe. So don't put it on a surface where food will come into contact with it. It's especially important in the shimmer inks and pastes, whatever they put in there, whatever mineral it is, you know, they have not cleared for food contact. So if you put it on a platter, that platter needs to be decorative. Or you can, if you're going to put food on the platter, like cookies or something like that, you can put some wax paper or a doily or something like that, so that there's just a food safe surface between the food and the design. And if you are putting food on it and it's ceramic or glass or something like that, those you can heat set on the ink, so you don't even need to seal it. That heat setting will make it permanent. If you've used paste on the ceramic, I've never actually tried sealing it on a ceramic piece. I guess you could try the polyurethane spray. I've used the matte finish spray because I didn't want it to like be really obvious, but I think it really depends on the surface how you would want to seal that particular thing. But remember, still not food safe. Okay, any other questions before I was about to say before I hang up. That's not quite right. I thank you all for joining me for the unboxing tonight. I had fun. I think we have some really great new designs and surfaces. I'm excited to work with them. I know that some of my crafty friends are really excited to work with them. If you have any questions, you can reply to, put a comment on this Facebook post. You can come to my Facebook page. It's called Master Procrastinator. Let's see, I think I even have oops, there we go. So you go to facebook.com/masterprocrastinator. You'll find me there. You'll also find me on Instagram at Gone Crafting. And my website, oops, I have like everything piling up here. My website is masterprocrastinator.com. So you can reach me in any of those ways. If you'd like to be part of my VIP group, where I will have periodic and seasonal deals, package deals. We'll do some giveaways. I love it if my customers post pictures of the things that they've created, because seeing what others do is the easiest way to learn. and to get ideas and things like that. So if you post pictures of your finished designs in my VIP group, we do a drawing for those. So you can comment on the video here. I think if you scroll to the top of the comments, I also put a link to my VIP page, so you'll be able to get to it there. And the link to my shop is also on the Facebook page. If there's anything you want and you have questions about how to use it or anything like that, I'm always happy to help, so don't hesitate to reach out. I think with that, I will sign off. So thank you everybody for joining, and have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time.